So basically there are two things to really point out here. The driver through this tunnel will have to cover $200 million in construction costs between when it opens, several months after it opens, in 2035. Then the tolls could potentially end. Maybe they continue. So let's roll into some videotape of the tunnel. It's pretty well wrapped up. And so option A out of 3 selections is what won out. It helps ensure that that $200 million cost will be covered. So let me tell you what those rates are. You go from $1.25 at 6 a.m. up to $1.50, 9 to 3 p.m. during the middle of the day, it's $1.25. The spike is at $2.25. So remember, look at this graphic closely. Between 6 and 11 p.m. it then drops back down to $1.25, 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. basically overnight it's $1. Weekends are $1. Unlike some other tolling arrangements, there are no free times to drive through the tunnel. But it was all done with this in mind. They know they have to charge tolls, but they didn't want to charge too much, so people would already divert onto Seattle's already clogged arterials.
We would say all 3 options have set rates as low as we could go and ensure that we still raise the revenue we need to cover those costs we're required to under law. So they're really marginally different, but honestly they are low, and because they're low and we've got them as low as we can go, we are confident we have minimized that diversion risk as much as possible.
Now, one reason to go for option A, it was the simplest plan. There are fewer shifts throughout the day. Some had a number of others. Also, it ensures that that money is going to be paid off. Already there's been a public comment period up to this point. They had about 2,000 comments. About 25% of those folks said don't have the tolls at all. That really wasn't an option. But there's one more public comment period on what they settled on before this would become official if they decide not to change their minds. Live in Olympia, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
So Glenn, before you go, this schedule of rates, is it possible they could go up, or do you think this is going to be what we see for a while?
It will be what we see for a while. So basically the first 5 years before they would go up about 3% in increments above that. So $1 toll would go to about $1.05. Basically there's a nickel upscale on this thing, in nickel increments. So that's what would happen about every 3 years. If there's more traffic in the tunnel, they may go ahead and skip some of those increases. And there's a lot they don't know yet until people actually start driving through it.
All right, Glenn Farley, live in Olympia. Thank you.